We are going to be playing a Stadia game. Well, it's on PC as well. It hasn't come to console yet. It is Darksiders Genesis, and I don't know who the developer is. I don't have that handy. It's a top-down experience, sort of like a Gauntlet or a Diablo type game. We're going to load it up right now. Playing it on Stadia, they sent me the code for it, and we had this, Stadia running pretty well last couple of times that we've taken a look at it. So this is kind of the new era. It's honestly, it's a little bit easier for me to bring in this little puck, this little Chromecast, than it is for me to bring in the like a whole laptop or a PC or something like that and set it all up so we can stream. So here we go. Airship Syndicate is the name of the developer. We're going to play it a little bit. I'll play it today. Blake's going to come in and join me on camera here, and he'll field some of the questions, and we'll play a little Let's Play and chat. Okay? So come on down, Blake. I played this for a few minutes here before we started rolling. This was the game that I was gonna play, enough of Child of Morta to kind of know how to report on it and shoot that review today, and then start this game yesterday. I never got to this game yesterday. Child of Morta is incredible. It is such an awesome experience, and I just couldn't put the controller down. And I didn't say this in the review. Hello, Blake. But sometimes when you play games, Death Stranding, they feel like work after a little while, and you're trying to get to the thing, you're trying to finish it. There's a compulsion and rewards and stuff, but sometimes it feels a little grueling. Child of Morta does not. You don't want to stop.
Let us know how the audio is in the game.
So in this one, I think I'm playing Strife. Is that who I'm playing? I'm playing Strife. It's the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So we had death and we had war, and what are the other ones? What was
a lady in the last one, right?
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't
Is this one of the characters from the previous game?
I don't have the lore of Death's of Darksiders right now.
Didn't you go to Sunday school, Vic?
They
taught this in Sunday school.
Until I couldn't handle it anymore, yes. But I think we're playing Strife right now. So it's a different aesthetic than we've played in previous Darksiders games. I can't answer tons of questions about this because I've just started.
People are saying the sound on the game is low, so I'm going to go turn it up.
Okay.
I'll be back.
All right. Thank you for that, guys. So let's see. Let's figure out what we're going to do. So we're going to do a little bit of combat. I'm not looking at the questions or the comments, so I'm just playing the game right now. But when Blake comes back, he'll keep us posted on what everybody's talking about. I guess I'm in a beat up the bad guys position here. Okay, cool. Looks like this might be some kind of crazy boss or some chest. Okay, it's a huge chest. I had to shoot it to open it. I got the Earth Splitter, so I got another.
How's the audio now?
Oh, you can play as Strife or War, which is crazy. So you can switch at any time. That's great.
Question, Vic, do you plan on doing an EP Live across Canada tour in the new year? That's from
who's asking?
Uncle Jay.
I would love to do that. That would be phenomenal. I think the one of the stops that we would definitely have to do, and you can kind of count on this. Our buddies at 8-Bit Beans have opened their video game cafe in Whitby, Ontario. It just opened. But they've got a whole arcade set up and all of their different coffee drinks, including the espresso playground.
And they sell food too. They don't just sell coffee.
Yeah, they sell food and all that stuff. So you can go in and play games and have a meal or have some coffee or whatever. When we get to the Ontario area, we'll definitely be heading there. But I've always wanted to do a little bit of a tour across the country and say hello to everybody. I think it'd be a blast. I can't confirm anything like that right now, though. Good question.
Our buddy Bladebler has a good question, Vic.
Yep.
He's asking, what is the most disappointing game of the decade?
Oh, man.
It's a hard one.
I mean, the one I'm thinking of is that Contra Rogue Corps that I played this year. That's one of them.
I guess No Man's Sky, when it first came out.
You know what? It's Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
That was such
or
a
even
massive...
Mass Effect 3.
No, I love Mass Effect 3. I didn't have any issues with... people were all up in trying to get every single ending and all that stuff, and people can complain about whatever they wanted, but there was so much content in Mass Effect 3, and it ran well. Mass Effect Andromeda had massive problems, no pun intended. And then Anthem was kind of another echo of that, you know? I was disappointed with Anthem, but I was severely disappointed by Mass Effect Andromeda. Especially because that was supposed to be the, the next-gen version of what Mass Effect could be.
Hey, Vic.
Yo.
I just had a really good day because I got to block someone in the chat.
Okay.
I love doing that.
Okay.
Please say stupid shit in the chat so that I can block you because I love doing it.
Okay.
It gives me an ultimate power trip.
All right, what's going on? Get any questions?
Oh, Andrew Spirell.
Yes.
Question: what will you be playing over the holidays?
Oh man.
Half-Life 3.
I haven't thought that far because I'm in I'm in rocket and ray gun mode right now.
I bought Jedi Fallen Order, so I'm gonna try to get into that more.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind playing that again. That's a very fun game. Okay, so I'm war right now. I thought maybe I'd have to. Thought I was gonna Gooigi it for a second.
We're getting help from the audience, Vic.
All right, cool.
Two things, yeah. Two handles.
So there we go.
What is your, from Sam I Am 111, what are your favorite gameplay mechanics / innovations of the decade?
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
I honestly, I can. I would say that the combat stuff in Arkham was incredible. But that was kind of a 2008 deal,
Yeah.
right? So that started with Asylum.
You know what's a
it's
good
just
one?
been refined.
There's I was looking at Wonderful 101 footage.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff on the Wii U. No one played that console, obviously.
Yeah, I know, there was some
but
cool stuff for
There's
sure.
some interesting stuff with the drawing on the screen.
I mean, I think the emergent gameplay in Zelda is pretty phenomenal. I think it's going to be inspirational for a lot of people. You know?
Is that really an innovation, though?
I mean, they carried the baton that Skyrim kind of provided in a way. You know, the grand vistas and the open world and the and then they let people kind of tune it and play it in a more friendly, accessible way through Zelda. That's a great question, Sam I Am 111.
Blair Farrell has a good comment, Vic.
Yeah.
If you liked War of Gems,
Mhm.
you should pick up Mutant Apocalypse, if you haven't already.
Mutant Apocalypse. I have that. X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. I think I have that.
I'm assuming that's an X-Men game.
Yeah. I think I've got that. And I will do a 16-bit on that.
Blade Blur, yes, you can send us a video for the Rocket and Ray Gun Awards.
Yes.
We talked about it earlier. I don't know if you were here, but basically make a video, upload it to either like Dropbox or Google Drive or whatever your file hosting site you want.
Also,
and then send us a link on
Discord
Facebook
as
or
well. You can put
Discord,
videos on
sure.
there. Yeah.
Any internet storage site that you want, and send us a link, and we'll use it.
We'll write out all of the categories that we'll need videos for, and feel free to pop them in for whatever ones you want to talk about.
And guys, since I'm going to be editing this, try to make it look and sound at least halfway decent.
Yeah.
Blade Blurs is usually pretty good. There's a couple we got last year that were a little.
You just shoot in a quiet place. You can shoot on your phones though, and just make sure they're in landscape
But
mode.
make sure you got some light. Make
Yeah.
sure you're not directly in front of a window, like with a window right behind you.
Yeah, sort
Have
of
the light turn
crazy
around.
echoey room or
If
something.
you have a window behind you, turn around so that the light's hitting your face, as
Right.
opposed to don't be backlit, is what I'm saying.
Am I going the right way, or am I leaving?
Oh, that's cool. You can just pop your horse up.
Yeah.
So this is Diablo basically, right? This
It's.
game?
I mean, it definitely has the jumping mechanics and the combat of the other Darksiders games. Oh, I've come through here already. So I
Oh, we
hold
should
that down.
mention too.
But it has a Diablo kind of vibe for sure.
We should mention, because we're playing this on Stadia, that this costs. It's a
Oh, yeah.
controversy right now.
Yeah.
It costs $10 more on Stadia than
Which
it does
is-
on Steam or GOG.
Completely ridiculous.
That might be a mistake. Someone made a F up somewhere, or it might be intentional. We don't know. But either way, it's kind of stupid.
Well, I think what it is that there are more established partnerships at the other carriers, other vendors, and they try to undercut everybody as much as they can and give people the best value so that they stay loyal to that
Oh,
system.
so you think it's Steam had some kind of deal?
Of course, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
they've got legacy kind of retailer relationships
Yep,
there. And Stadia's got to build all that. But Stadia's got to be an effortless, better pricing solution for the consumer to make this leap, because everybody's greatest fear is that they're just buying a license. They don't actually own this game. It can't be ported anywhere.
Blair Farrell saying it's also going to be $10 more when it hits the consoles.
Right.
The console version isn't out yet. I think it comes out in February.
Right.
So
yeah, and that's also
so that's why Steam made a deal with that.
And Stadia is kind of pitting itself as more of a console competitor than a PC gaming competitor. But honestly, Stadia's prices should be lower than everybody else's. Even if they're $5 cheaper, that's going to go in a huge direction in the positive category for a lot of people out there. A lot of people are, understandably concerned about the whole business model and the functionality of Stadia. I think it speaks volumes, though, that we're playing fine.
Somebody actually, I was just going to mention, user MH says that he points out probably explains the frame rate. I think saying that he's noticed the frame rate is lower than what he would expect.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he's trolling or just being funny. It looks fine to me.
It looks fine to me too.
But I've never been a big frame rate guy, so.
I think it's probably locked at 30. I would imagine. I don't know.
I like 30. I like 30 frames per second.
I like
60. It looks more movie-like that way.
I like 60 when it works.
John Boko Show, Stadia shouldn't exist. It's completely stupid. Look, there's only room for one depressing, cynical person here, and that role is filled. So
all the new machines are going to be heavy on the streaming and the subscription. Everything from
technology
here on
that's going to get better.
Yeah.
Nintendo Boy 17 question, Vic, after watching Retro Replay last night, what do you think of Jedi Power Battles?
Oh my
Troy
God.
and Noli weren't impressed.
That was, oh man, I'm trying to remember that game. I don't remember loving it. I can't remember what distinguished it from Masters
Jedi
of
Power Battles.
Terras
Is that the
Kasai.
fighting game?
Yeah.
I have no memory of Jedi Power Battles. Right?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me jog my memory.
I think I remember the big, giant giraffe-like creature in that game.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember the cover.
And you play on Tatooine, and remember they CG'd that giant
yeah, there's the cover.
giraffe-type creature, the alien giraffe thing, in Episode 4 when they remastered it.
Do you remember in Solo they had a Masters of Terras Kai reference?
Yes. Attack the soul gate to destroy it, okay?
Rumor or question from What's a YouTube?
Yeah.
What is a YouTube? Well, that's not his question. That's his username.
Yep.
Do you believe the rumor of 2 versions of the next-gen consoles releasing at the same time next year? So we're going to get a PS5 and a PS5 Pro at the same time, he says. But we already know that's happening for real because Project Scarlet has 2 different... hasn't Microsoft confirmed that?
That seems pretty stupid, doesn't it?
But Project Scarlet is rumored to be 2 different things, and I thought that was confirmed.
I've heard the rumor for sure, and it might be all about storage, which is okay. Like if you want different storage, it's like if you get a Mac or a PC with
or it's going to be like
diskless.
One is a diskless version, and the other has.
Could be, yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen with the new Xbox.
But the power should be exactly the same.
Yeah, it should look exactly the same.
Yeah, there shouldn't be better graphics card or something like that.
That would suck. Yeah.
That's getting into PC territory.
How
to
many
launch,
Star Wars
if you get into a couple of years of that machine and then you do that, that's okay. But to launch, everybody should be on the same level playing field.
Blair Farrell's asking, how many Star Wars games have there been this decade? Too many.
This decade?
Yeah. Actually, they took a slowdown after Disney
not that
bought.
many.
Yeah, they canceled a bunch. Yeah. But there's been so many even still on like mobile and like little.
I know that the first Battlefront game that
Yeah.
Pandemic made just came to Steam. I saw that on the Steam store. That the Battlefront 2, the Pandemic one, had been available for a while, but the first Battlefront game just hit. I've got great memories of both of those games.
They should make more Star Trek games.
They should make a good one.
What is the best Star Wars game of the decade? I guess is it Jedi Fallen Order for you?
Yeah. Well, and honestly, Battlefront 2, the one that DICE worked on after all of its changes and additions and tweaks, it's a great game. It's, it was a beautiful game to begin with, and the game that they let us play before the game came out, and all of the microtransactions were pushed in to kind of, earn EA tons of money. It was fun. It was just really, really fun and so slick looking. But now it's become a really good game. But I think Jedi Fallen Order is awesome and also amazing that it really is a testament to the, the effectiveness of staying true to you buy the whole thing for the one price.
Honestly, that's like 75% of the reason why I bought the game.
Yeah.
I bought it brand new. I could have waited and bought it used in like, a couple weeks, but I said, you know what? I want more of these kind of games.
I've got a friend on Facebook that works. I'm not going to name him, but he's in the video game industry. I've known him for years, and he is so anti microtransaction. He sounds like me quite often, honestly, and so anti free to play and all of that stuff that he just made a New Year's resolution. He says that if a game comes out and it has no microtransactions or loot boxes or any of that stuff, he will buy it brand new, and he's making that. To make that statement that he's going to support.
People think you're trolling with the Battlefield 2 comment there.
Battlefield 2 is fun, guys.
The game is fine. We're not talking about the microtransactions.
No.
We're talking about the game itself.
The game is fun. And it's gotten better and better as they've invested a lot of money to make it better.
We destroy.
Vic, are you going to stream Battlefront 2 again?
Maybe. I mean, I still have it installed on my X, and I want to play it every once in a while, but I'm always playing the new stuff, right?
Someone's saying Force Unleashed, but that was like 2008.
Yeah, that
Force
was
Unleashed
awesome.
2 sucked.
Force Unleashed 2 was very disappointing. This is pretty cool. Does the frame rate seriously look bad to
It
everybody?
looks fine to me.
I
don't know what people are.
If we're streaming, are people on the stream finding it to be
I
choppy
think
or
one guy pointed it out, but I think I don't know if he was being how serious.
I mean, do you want to play it for a second?
Sure.
Yeah, just see if you're having any.
The question just popped up there.
Okay. Bamco has a Singapore branch? I don't know. Oh, question from Sam I Am. What is going on with Bandai Namco Singapore after their last 3 projects have been canceled? Star Wars 1313, Metroid Prime 4, Ridge Racer 8. Man, I can't tell you. I don't know what's happening over there. Wish Force Unleashed got a 3rd installment from John Boko. Me too. Yeah, it would be amazing if Disney could find their way back to some of that stuff. Maybe if EA doesn't want to do anything with some of that back catalog. I don't know why there isn't an X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Or there's lots of great games that came out of the LucasArts era. You can switch between them at any time. But yeah, Force Unleashed is just sitting right there, and I know Sam Witwer would love to jump back into that role, and he killed it. VR X-Wing mission, best Star Wars experience last decade. This is from VR Grid. Yeah, that was phenomenal, and we all want a full game of being able to pilot a VR X-Wing. That would be incredible. Metroid Prime 4 got canceled? No way. That was the Namco Adrian Leon's asking about that. That was the Namco developed one. Nintendo said it wasn't good enough. They canceled it. Now it's back with Retro. We should probably hear something about Metroid Prime 4 from Retro at E3 next year.
Hey Vic, I just want to have an aside right now. So we have another controller here with 4 buttons that have letters on them.
Yeah.
And they're a different layout of letters than the Switch and the Xbox. Because the Xbox, like the X button is in a different spot on this controller and the Switch and the PS4 controller and the Xbox One.
Well, they can't be all different from each other.
But it's like, because A is over here.
Yeah.
This is A and this is B.
Yes, that's
but on the
Xbox-y.
But on the Switch, this is B and this is A.
I know, that's confusing.
So every time it says press B, I'm pressing the wrong button.
Yeah. Any way that the video game industry can create a little clubhouse to make it disorienting for somebody else,
why can't every
they'll
controller
do
be
that.
the same?
And they do it over and over again.
They all look the same.
Yes.
They all look like this. Why can't they have the same button names?
Somebody asked about Vic's Basement. It will return. It probably will return next year. We just don't know when. Can't announce anything just yet, but people keep asking about that. I miss the kind of long form, more focused on audio than trying to set up a big show kind of vibe. But this has been a big project to move EP into this space this year, and I can't believe how many episodes we've done and how many cool guests have come through the space. It's really, really fun. So I hope that you come down and join us at 390 West Hastings and watch the show live and in person.
Don't pull the fire alarm.
Please don't do that. Ali Chedati says, hey, Victor, do you have any tips for indie developers in regards to getting the press interested? I think you just are persistent. You got to hit up everybody on, get to know who the individuals are. Recognize that the media jobs are very precarious now in the video game space. So be cognizant of that. And everybody's trying to kind of hang on to employment and figure out what they can talk about. I know that websites are so heavily traffic focused that there's a lot of decisions about, is this going to bring us tons and tons of traffic if we do an article on this stuff? EP doesn't really think about that much, but I don't have the budgets that I used to have to be able to employ a bunch of people and cover everything. I miss that era, and I'm hoping that we return to some of that, because I would love to cover a lot more indie stuff out there. But recognize that a lot of outlets have been trimmed down and a lot of positions have gone away, and indie stuff doesn't always generate the biggest traffic. It just doesn't. So you just have to stay patient and be persistent. I think discoverability in this era of creating anything is incredibly difficult, unless you're making something that has Star Wars or Marvel or DC on the cover. I mean, Martin Scorsese couldn't get his movie financed until he went to Netflix. You know, if that doesn't say something about discoverability and you know, how the business and economics of getting your thing looked at have changed, I don't know what does.
Do you want to know how those meetings went, Vic?
Yo.
They're like, oh, you want to make a movie with Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Al Pacino? Great. How much do you want? Okay, but how long is it? Oh, it's 3.5 hours?
I don't think it's that simple. I don't think it's that simple at all.
They're like, 3.5 hours? No, and then
No,
Netflix stepped in.
I mean, there's lots of good big 3.5 hour films out there. Okay, this is it. This is the last question from What's a YouTube. What was better in the 2010s, games or movies? I don't. Yes.
Movies, we got the rise. It depends what kind of movie you like. If you like art house, arty-farty stuff,
we
then
got the MCU.
it was a bad decade. But that's what I mean. It's like, when you think of movies this decade, it's mostly been big popcorn stuff.
This last decade has been the rise of comic book culture in Hollywood like I could never have imagined. I mean, I grew up with comic books are a big reason why EP is here. And I remember going to the comic book shop, which is gone now, rest in peace, an amazing store here in Vancouver. And I would just look at the flood of different titles up there and just be overwhelmed. And I would ask the staff to give me suggestions of what to read. That's what shows and movies are like now. You know, you can surf through streaming platforms or through your cable box or go to the cinema, and it's like a magazine rack filled with comic titles, and it blows me away that we got to that. It's a feast. But yeah, I don't know. I think games always win. Games are always more fun than any other entertainment that we've created so far. Good questions, and thank you so much for watching today, guys. Thanks for playing. Thanks for coming up. Thanks for
having me, Vic. Thanks for coming, everybody. See you later.
Sticking with us through the fire alarm, which is a first here. Want to wish everybody a very happy weekend, and remember to check all of our social channels. I think the one that you probably want to keep your eyes on is the Facebook page for EP. It's very easy to see it, and we'll put it all nice and clearly up there for you. But please send us your videos with the hashtag Rocket and Rayguns 2019. We are going to see you on Monday with a brand new episode. We're going to be diving deeper into the categories of the Rocket and Rayguns and talking about the best stuff that's been out there this year. And we have lots of fun things to talk about, including some new interviews from our Japan trip as well. Have an awesome weekend. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. And until then, play forever.